Hey everyone, I'm Cattoor, and today I'm going to talk to you about making your practice routines a little more musical and fun when you practice. So for instance, right now I'm going to be practicing scales. When I practice scales, I almost never only practice scales. I use on the guitar. By the way, this lesson works for every instrument. Just for a second, specifically on the guitar, I use the cage system. And I don't use the cage system. So I think it's good to do both just for this instrument. And right now I'm going to use the cage system. But either way, for everyone else. So I almost never just practice scales. I mix three things all the time because they are the exact same thing. That is chords, scales, and arpeggios. So, and actually let me reorganize that: chords, arpeggios, and scales. Okay? So when you first, if you're a harmonic instrument, you got to be able to play chords, right? You have to be able to, if you're a pianist, if you're a guitarist, you play the accordion, melodica, whatever plays chords, you got to play chords. So I'm going to use the cage system, and I'm going to start with one area. I play a chord. I play then the arpeggio, and then I play a scale that fits over top of that chord. Now the arpeggio is the chord, right? It's just the chord broken up. So it's kind of like we're playing chord then chord in a different way. And then we play the scale. And for every chord there is a scale that goes with that chord. I'm sure maybe you've heard of chord scales. If not, this would be a time to go Google that, check out what chord scales are. But either way, there's always a scale that fits into a chord. And when you play a melody over a chord progression, or you solo over a chord progression, it's good to know what chords you're playing and what scales fit into those chords, so you really stay true to the music, So, anyway, I'm saying a lot of stuff, and it might sound really advanced, but it's good stuff, and I hope it all will make sense eventually if it doesn't right now, and if it does, great. So anyway, I wanted to first tell you all that stuff before I do the practice routine I'm going to do. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to practice, or a way that you can practice more musically. Because a lot of times, if you practice scales regularly, and you just play it straight all the time, you are what you eat. You are what you practice. So then when you solo or play a melody, it's probably going to sound pretty straightforward, like this. That can be a crutch, or it's just not really music, So it's good to practice things musically as well. So here's how I like to do it. Check it out. I'm going to create a backing track for myself. You can do this with a loop station, which I'm going to use, or with a GarageBand or some program where you can create tracks, or just use a backing track online or something. So I'm going to say the key of A, and I'm only going to use the root and the fifth of the chord. I'm going to leave it spacey, because then I can change my chord if I want to, play different types of chords, different types of scales and arpeggios, but still have a cool groove. So I'm going to play the notes A and E only, kind of like to give me some music. Check this out. So I give myself a little groove, and I'm going to put more on just for fun. Okay, what I'm playing, I got some music, but I'm only playing the notes A and D here. So now I'm going to practice my minor sound. So I'm going to practice minor chords, minor arpeggios, and I'm going to use the cage system. So on the guitar, that's 5 places on the neck, 5 different patterns for each, 5 scale shapes, 5 patterns for the arpeggios, and 5 patterns for the scales. And the scale that fits over top of a minor chord, the smallest one broken down, is a minor pentatonic scale, because it is a minor triad with 2 added notes. So it's basically the same sound, and that's what I meant earlier when I said stay true to the music. I'm still creating the correct sound that fits over top of the chord. So it's a chord scale. You can play other scales, of course, over this, but this one is the closest thing to the actual chord. Okay, here we go, check it out. So, this is the idea, make it more musical, right? Have fun with it. Use rhythms in your scale scales and stuff just like you would if you actually played it. So that's what I'm going to do. First I play the chord, and now I play the arpeggio. I'm going to do two different ways with this. Check it out, arpeggio. I just played the arpeggio, but it was cool, right? Now I'm going to do a little sequence with it. So that sequence is, it's in triplets, and I'm going up 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, back 1, 1, 2, 3, back 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that every time, so you can try this later. I won't explain it again. And then reverse the same way. And then I'm going to play the scale now, minor pentatonic. And I played it with a rhythm, so it's fun, right? Now I'm going to do the same sequence with this scale as well. So that's a sequence, and even that was kind of straight. You know, it wasn't super musical, which is what this whole lesson's about. But it's more than musical. So there's a lot of stuff in here. So anyway, that was one shape. Now I'm gonna do it again, but I won't explain that stuff because I just explained it on the guitar. It's just in a different place. It's the exact same ideas. Chord, make it musical, arpeggio. With the rhythm, right? Oh yeah. Scale. Just the scale, but cool, right? Alright. Last one. I'm just gonna mess around. Okay, a little improvising at the end, because now would be the part where we actually use what we are practicing, or else it's impractical, right? If you just play scales and arpeggios and never jam on them, what's the point of playing it? Except for getting technique. Maybe do that for a year if you've never done it. Get it down really well, but even that's not playing music, so we got to use it too, right? So now would be the point where I jam, and I did that for like 1 second for you, but I'm gonna stop because it's already a long video. So hope you liked the lesson. Have an awesome day. Peace.